Here we go.
Right.
This thing is far more stable once we get rolling.
Yeah.
Excuse me here. Sorry. Woo. Excuse me.
And we're off. Let's go.
All right. Okay. So we're rolling.
And
Matt,
we're
how does it feel?
It feels good. It was a little unsteady at first, but now we're stable.
Yeah, it's the inaugural interview of Precious,
I'm
Precious
feeling
Cargo.
Good. Precious Cargo, take one. Oh, it feels good. It's nice to wake up in the morning with a little bit of wind flying through your chest, through your hair. This is nice. Getting a lot of good looks from the pedestrians out here.
Yeah. So as we are getting started here, kind of lapping around right now, I guess I was wondering, Matt, what convinced you to actually sign up and do this with me?
What convinced you to sign up to do this with you? Okay, well the first thing when I was explaining this to someone, it's like, okay, you're gonna drive around in this like cargo thing meant for kids, and they're like, wait, you sure that's a good idea? And my first thing was, well, Isaiah's driving me, and I have complete faith in Isaiah, so that got rid of like any worry about the trust, so that was good. And so I know I can trust Isaiah, I know I'll be safe. But then I thought it was a cool idea. I think like I love storytellers. I love hearing people share a little bit about themselves, and figured this would be a fun little project to get to know people better on the way to school. Better than walking to school alone, right?
Absolutely. And so Matt, I was wondering, kind of kick us off, I would love for you to share just something you love about either the place you grew up or the people you grew up with.
The place I grew up. So contrary to popular belief, I did not grow up in Boston. I was born there, but I grew up in Pasadena, California. And to me, I think my favorite thing about that was the access to the beach easily. In the summer, I'd probably go there, usually Manhattan Beach, once a week. And I love everything about the beach. I love the sand, I love the smell. You build sand castles, you're with all your friends, you have a bunch of space to display any sort of games and activities. My brother and I would just spend like hours and hours making up new games. And we didn't even need like a ball or anything. Using the sand, you find some way to entertain ourselves for hours on end, and then you just hop in the water, learn how to body surf. My dad taught me how to body surf. It's like a fond memory I have with him. So yeah, I think growing up and getting to go to the beach is like a pretty huge part of my childhood, and something I loved about being in Southern California.
That's awesome. And when did you guys move from California?
I moved when I was 4.
Okay.
So I was a wee little one. I don't have many clear memories of my time in Boston before. Get a little bounce to wake up in the morning.
Yeah. How's the suspension up there?
It's great. It's really high quality. It's nice that they had decided to unpave these roads a few days ago.
Yeah, they actually timed it perfectly for this podcast, actually.
But yeah, moved when I was 4.
Awesome. That's amazing. And I guess when you think about maybe like something maybe most people wouldn't know about either a place you grew up or some time you spent, I'm just curious if there's like any hidden gem, if you will, about a place where you've spent a significant amount of time.
Spent a significant amount of time. Ooh, good one. I guess one thing I kind of related to my family is I have 4 half-sisters from my dad's side, and so most people are like, oh, you just have the one sibling, which is true. I had the one immediate sibling, but have the 4 half-sisters, which kind of like fills out the family a bit, and one of them lives near me growing up, and so I got to grow up having like a half-sister around.
Yeah.
And when I was probably in late middle school, early high school, they had a kid, so I got to like be there when the kid was born. And so I'm Uncle Matthew, which is scary to say, and I've been Uncle Matthew for like 10 years, which is like kind of even scarier to say. But I love growing up and having little nieces and nephews around. And one of my favorite things with them is over for Christmas. They're always going over for Christmas. I bust out my old Pokemon cards because they love Pokemon, so get to bring out the old days with them.
That's amazing. And over time, I guess whether as an uncle or maybe if you think about even your time here at Wharton, I'm curious, have you felt any of your priorities have changed over time? Or maybe an example of this would be, have your notions of what's important to you shifted over time? Maybe becoming an uncle had an impact on that, or any other moments in your life. Just curious if you felt you've kind of a shift in your priorities or a change, something deeply important to you.
A shift in my priorities. I think that's a good question. I I think it's easy when you're growing up and when all your focus is just, okay, like I need to do the best that I'm doing. I need to focus on doing well in school, getting good grades, getting into college. You're really focused a lot on your own success in what you're doing. And I think over time, and both just through, things that have happened in my family and just as I've gotten older, looking a lot more on both, like, how can I be a better person for the people around me, and how does what I do have an impact on those around me, whether that's like my friends that I know or my family, right? We should get a little view. What's up? Yeah, and so I think I've focused more about, like, not just how do I do the best for myself, but now thinking about how do I support and encourage and like mentor my friends and family around me, and that's been something that's been a lot more important to me, and something I think having more time to reflect at business school has helped bring clarity to as well.
Very cool. Let's say I gave you a billboard that could be viewed by millions. Millions. What would you put on that billboard?
Well, the timing, love that bell. Right now, given it's hockey recruitment season, I would put up a Sexy Pucks logo and represent the hockey team. I think more generally, though, I'd want to put something that appeals like a broad audience. I'd probably put like some of my favorite quotes. I think one of those, and hopefully like an aspirational kind of quote, one of those is attitude can be the difference between tragedy and adventure. And so I think having that up there, and you see that you're going to work and you're maybe having a shitty day and like maybe having some minor road rage or something like that, and you see that and maybe it's like, oh, okay, maybe it's gonna be okay. Maybe I can change my attitude and kind of turn this day around instead of letting it spiral into something a bit more unfulfilling or unsatisfying. So yeah, I think that's what I do. Man, we are flying.
Yeah, we're flying. Has there ever been a time where that quote or that idea kind of came home for you?
Yeah, so I spent 6 months living in India before I moved to Philly for business school, and there were a lot of times where like living alone there and just a different place and feeling very out of your comfort zone could be very easy if you had a bad attitude, just be like, man, this sucks, or like, I don't know what to do, or I don't have the right people around, or I'm like alone walking around right now and not sure if I feel welcome. And I think having an attitude of, I'm just gonna make the most of it. I'm just gonna see what comes my way and turn it into an experience as opposed to think about the negatives. I think that was awesome. That like made my experience there incredible. I had so many fun, just different engagements with local people there, and like learned a lot both about myself and about the culture, I think. So
it's amazing. Have you found, I guess, at Wharton, any particular people that you really admire or look up to?
Ooh, people I admire besides my very trusty, safe driver here. God, we are just cruising. I'll throw a shout out to fellow LF and person I worked on my first stats project with in accounting, to Richa Gupta. Someone I know I can always count on when I'm having a bad day. To one, give me a big hug, and two, just kind of listen to whatever I talk about and have a lot of good conversations. A lot of good conversations with her about what's important to each of us, and trying to figure out how we our time here, and don't just sign up for a bunch of things that won't be fulfilling or helpful for ourselves. So I appreciate our conversations a lot.
Right on. So red light, lightning round. Favorite Wharton professor?
David Wessels. We're going to class right now.
Favorite Wharton bathroom?
Third floor corner Huntsman, bunch of stalls and a bunch of urinals.
Okay, favorite underrated Wharton club?
Ooh, underrated Wharton club. I thought you meant nightclub at first, but no, we'll do that.
Favorite Wharton nightclub?
Wharton nightclub. Big Pulse guy. Shout out to Sports Business Club, really underrated. Come hang out, come see us. Oh, I had another one. Oh, we'll go with that now. We'll go with that for now. The free food group me. That's not a club, but that is definitely something you wanna be in. A lot of free lunches out of that. Woo! Did we make it?
I think we made it.
Oh, we made it.
We'll keep riding a little bit.
Okay, we're gonna keep riding. We have bonus time. Let's do it.
There's something about this vehicle that once you get a little low speed, it's
inertia.
It's like I'm carrying a giant man in my bicycle.
Oh goodness. Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. This is so fun. I don't think I should walk to school anymore.
Are there any parting words of wisdom, Matt?
I'm gonna give a big shout out to Isaiah here for this idea. I think this has, unfortunately, it's one of those things that like once you have like a really good like burrito, like having a less good burrito just doesn't really cut it anymore. It's gonna be hard for me to just like walk to campus normally anymore, because this is a far more exciting experience.
Cool.